And welcome back, everyone, to the Resurrección creation series. This one, the first set of this series were just ones I created, so there's no shots for whoever else is giving me suggestions, which I've already gotten one or two suggestions already. But that being said, we're going to look, obviously, as many characters as we can, including characters from Bleach themselves, but warp them. So the Gote 13, for example, they're not Shinigami if we do this series, they're Arankar. And Rukia, I felt that was a perfectly adequate character to look at. The one character we're not going to do is Ichigo, just due to the fact he's a hybrid, and that becomes very tricky to look at. And because he already technically has hollow powers as it is, naturally, so I don't think we can really do Ichigo. Everyone else is fair game, though. So Rukia, being the now current captain of the 13th Division, her Zanpakuto and abilities revolve around temperature, not actual ice. And so I think we can work with that. So her standard Zanpakuto would still be a katana. Her release in this version of her would be chill. And I believe I've chose the name Helada or Frost for the name of the Zanpakuto, name of her Zanpakuto, her Resurrection release. Now the hollow form. So first off, the hollow form and the crown. I'm just going to talk about the same thing here. The crown is going to look something. Our crown. Her Hollow-Bit's going to look something like this. It's actually hard to find a relatively decent picture of her animated Bankai because of the saturation of what it looks like. But you'll see she has this kind of like, what's the best, snowflake-like hair clip. There, I think that's it. And her hair behind her head there. I'd say that's probably what her hollow mask is. Now, her hollow form, her original hollow form, probably looks something, and I did not get, hold on one second. I'm going to just pull something up really quick. Holly Bell, Holly Bell, hollow form. No, Holly Bell, Bleach, hollow form. I imagine, because I would like a reference for her hollow form here. There we go. And get that image available real quick here. Because I used Grimmjow and I used Ion as a visual example of what Naruto's Resurrection would look like. And I think that's a pretty good example of what the Resurrection would look like. By the way, sometimes it's pronounced Haribel with two R's, and sometimes it's pronounced Halebel with two L's. Like the official wiki has it as Haribel, so I'm going to stick with Haribel for now. But let me know if you know different on that. As far as I know, that is how it is spelled. But hold on, getting Haribel there. And on second, there we go. All right, so yeah, think Holly-Bell's base hollow form. Mind you, it's nothing exactly like this, but like this concept, like this, no mouth. Actually, also similar to what Ukiura has going on. Like both these characters are Vasta Lourdes, no mouth. Although Baragon had a mouth, so that's not completely indicative of Vasta Lourdes. But instead of this more, color scheme of light blue, white, shark blade arm, jagged or pointy spikes, something that looks more like her Zanpakuto, her Bankai, but instead of, which is, a dress looking, but turn that into more like hollow white armor. And then her face is probably actually is feminine looking, but covered in, you'll notice on her arms here, on her collar, these like, I'll just call them lines, but seams, segments, whatever you call them, whatever you want to call them, that are wrapped around her, like, that make up the pattern of her face. And that she still has the snowflake on her side of her head there. Something like that. Now, obviously, when she releases her Zanpakuto, she would gain re-access her hollow powers, which would look not unlike that. It looks mostly like a hollowified version of her Bankai. Like the upper half of it is harder, but then turns harder like hollow armor. But then turns into more of the draping dress with these ribbons coming off her. She has a mask kind of more in the vein of either Okiora or a Zalaporo, where it's wraps around her head or around her chin or something like that, but not fully wrapping around her face like it does in her hollow form. Now, as for what it does, well, obviously, like I said, her Zanpakuto involves the dropping of temperature. It's not truly an ice type. It's more like temperature control. So I think when she releases it, it still has the Haka no Togame effect, where it's like a AoE effect. But here we can weaken it just enough that she's able to move around. Excuse me. And so she's essentially a walking flash freeze. Which in theory is what Rukia's Bankai should ultimately allow her to do anyway when she's trained on it enough. But yeah, if she lowers her temperature enough, she can move around more. She's actively controlling her temperature as she does in Shikai for various effects. And that would really be what her Zanpakuto would do, just as it does in Shikai, except now this is her full-on ability. So yeah, that's the resurrection of Rukia Kuchiki, in my opinion. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know what you would do differently, if you would do anything differently. Thanks for watching, though. If you enjoyed, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have ideas for this series, let me know. Until then, thanks for watching.